Hello, how are you? This is a beautiful day. I'm having a good day. I hope you're having a good one too. This report is about 3 New York City correction officers who abused the sick leave policy. And we've all called in sick when we weren't really sick, and you would not think that that would be a federal offense, but when you do it at the level that these 3 officers did it at, it becomes a federal offense, and they were charged with sick leave fraud. And I'm going to read from a document from the U.S. Attorney's Office, Eastern District of New York, and the title is 3 former New York City correction officers plead guilty to sick leave fraud. And this is from Tuesday. It says, in federal court in Brooklyn, former New York City correction officer Eduardo Trinidad pleaded guilty to federal program fraud, admitting that he fraudulently obtained his salary from the New York City Department of Correction, DOC, by taking sick leave even though he was able to work. On February 15th, 2023 and February 27th, 2023, respectively, former New York City correction officers Stephen Cange and Monica Coaxum also pleaded guilty to the same charge. When sentenced, all 3 defendants face a maximum sentence of 10 years in prison. The defendants have admitted stealing taxpayer funds by collecting their full salaries while falsely claiming they were too sick to work. These correction officers faked medical documents to take sick leave they were not entitled to in the midst of a city jail staffing crisis. They violated DOC policy and they broke the law. Their conduct, including travel around the country, partying, bowling, and home repairs on stolen sick leave, is an insult to the correction officers who do their jobs, who show up to work and risk their personal safety on a daily basis. According to court documents, the facts presented at the guilty plea proceedings, Cange fraudulently obtained more than $139,000 in salary while on sick leave from March 2021 to November 2022. During that period of time, Cange submitted more than 100 fraudulent medical notes to DOC claiming that he was at physical therapy or another medical provider when records subpoenaed from those providers demonstrate that Cange was not at those appointments. Law enforcement also observed Cange engaging in normal life activities with no apparent difficulty. Coaxum fraudulently obtained more than $80,000 in salary while on sick leave from March 2021 to April 2022. In Trinidad, her fiance fraudulently obtained more than $119,000 in salary while on sick leave from June 2021 to October 2022. Although Coaxum claimed to suffer from multiple injuries, evidence collected by investigators show that she was able to work. During her sick leave, Coaxum submitted nearly 50 fraudulent medical notes to DOC, stating that she had gone to a medical appointment at a time when law enforcement determined she was elsewhere. Additionally, evidence showed that on some occasions when Coaxum claimed to be injured and at home, she was traveling and attending parties. Trinidad also claimed that he was unable to work for over a year due to injury, but video and photographic surveillance showed Trinidad performing home improvement work, bowling, and traveling abroad without any difficulty or help from equipment like a orthopedic boot, sling, or cane, which he used when attending required check-ins with DOC medical officials. The defendants were arrested in November of 2022 and resigned from the DOC in January 2023. Now, those of you who don't work in New York City may be asking, how can someone be out sick so long that they are able to accumulate $139,000 in sick leave pay? Well, in New York, correction officers have unlimited sick leave. And it doesn't have to be job-related sick leave. it's unlimited sick leave. And that was one thing that the unions had fought hard for and won. But every now and so often, people abuse it, and then the city comes back and says, see, this is why we want to take sick leave away from the officers, because officers abuse it. But most officers don't abuse the sick leave policy. And this is an extreme case. And if you're not in New York, I would need to explain how sick leave works. Now, it's not that you can call in sick and then just do whatever you want to do. When you call in sick in New York, if you're a correction officer, you're on house arrest. You have to stay in your home while you're sick. You cannot go to a party, you can't go bowling, you can't do any of that. And you are subject to people coming to your home to make sure that you're home. So at any time, at any hour, usually they try to make it reasonable hours, they can come and knock on your door and ask for you, and you have to come to the door and present your ID and prove that you're who they think you are, and then they'll leave you alone. And if you are sick, you have to be monitored by the health management division, and they schedule appointments where they come down, where you come down and they evaluate you, and they want to see your medical records and things of that nature. And if you have, while you're on house arrest or while you're out sick, if you have a doctor's appointment, you have to call the health management division and let them know that you're going to a doctor's appointment, and they log you out of your house. They make a record that you're leaving your house at whatever time you're leaving, and when you come back home, you have to call them back to log back in so they can document that you're back at the house. So it's not just an open-ended sick leave policy where you just can call in sick and just do what you want to do. You're under strict house arrest during the time that you're supposedly out sick. Now, most people have become accustomed to this. Correction officers, we don't really complain about this, or at least we didn't really complain that much about it, because, like I said, you had unlimited sick. If you got sick, you didn't have to worry about not being paid. So people went along with the program and are still going along with the program, but officers like this, they just abuse the system, and now they have to suffer the consequences. They say that these penalties that they've racked up have them facing a maximum sentence of 10 years imprisonment. I don't think they'll get that, but I'm sure they're going to have to pay back the money that they stole. One officer was $139,000, another one was $119,000, and another one was $80,000. So if I hear anything more about these cases, I'll let you know. But until next time, as always, peace and stay safe.
Be sure to check out our sponsor, jailkeychains.com, for the best items created to honor correctional officers, because COs are heroes.